Hello viewers, welcome to Vidyalakshmi YouTube channel. Today what we are going to discuss, the topic from 8th standard chapter 5, when people rebel. So this particular chapter is very important chapter, especially for 10th standard. You people also as a well in advance, you are going to study about the 10th standard chapter here. So this chapter is very much interesting as well as very useful for you for your forthcoming academics. Okay. Behind the screen, for our easy understanding, to understand what are the things we are going to discuss. See here on the left and right, I inserted two pictures. One picture explain about the fight between the foreign people as well as Indian, and on the other hand, the weapons. What are the types of weapons they use? So you should be very clear. So these are the things we are going to discuss in this chapter. Okay, let me enter into the session. Chapter number 5, lesson name is When People Rebel. The learning outcome I made into part 1 and part 2. This session in part 1 we are going to see only these three subtopics. The uprising of 1857. So it is considered as a great revolt of 1857. The uprising of 1857, it had some subdivisions. Number 1, causes, spread of the rebellion and the suppression of the rebellion. Okay, next, the uprising of 1857. Here we can raise one question, sir, what is the importance of studying this topic? If we, for example, if any of our regular access getting denied, so first of all we should make some humble request. Further, if it is true, it is denied means we have to strongly oppose the action committed by the rulers. So then only we can achieve something. That is why we are studying this. We are focusing about this particular subtopic. Okay, the uprising of 1857. It means what was happened during the year 1857. Any colonial government would choose to introduce the policies. We know very well two important policies. One is doctrine of lapse and another one is subsidiary alliance. Why the Britishers implemented in order to show their hegemony. Hegemony means control over the population. Why they want to control? Because they were in great need of huge profit. So they it is a type of technique they introduced, and they collected some huge sums of money. They would set out some terms which would exploit and extract. They completely exploited our natural resources, and also they completely changed the soil fertility in our Indian territories, okay, for their maximum benefit. Next, the situation was building up. What was the situation? For example, famine were occurred, and also due to the crops, continuous crop without following the principle of crop rotation, it made them lot of suffer for the peasants, especially the farmer. Compulsory they have to remit some tax. So these are all some of the situations made them worst. So these they decided to oppose the British. So that is why it burst into a flame like a volcanic eruption. Okay, mountain volcanic eruption. This was introduced by one reason, they collected huge sums of revenue, tax, and on the other hand, they introduced some greased cartridges for introducing some modern weapons. They gave some, because during the time when British ruled India, many of the Indian soldiers also participated, recruited in the British army. As per the religious principle, our people were refused to use the modern weapons because there was a rumor spread among the people. The rumor is nothing but the rifles are getting covered with, cartridged with, greased with fat of cow and pig. Cow was considered as a sacred animal to Hindus, and pig was a detestable animal by the Muslims. So they refused. It resulted a great revolt of 1857. It made a uprising, great uprising. Clear? Let us see the run up to the critical situation, and then the revolt as it unfolded, how the revolt was spread and how it was suppressed. The causes. So it is based on the 5 important causes. Number 1, economic causes. 2, political causes. 3, social and religious causes. 4, military causes and immediate cause. As a short introduction, in previous part I informed, economic revenue, they collected huge sums of money. On the other hand, many Indian soldiers were ill treated and they were lowly paid. So these are all some of the important reasons. Political causes, Britishers intervened in our religious principle and they implementing some policies like sati, abolition of sati, widow remarriage, and also the Western education for women. So these created some misfortune against the British. Totally our people got confused. So first we will see about the economic causes. The peasants had suffered. So if they need money now, immediately what they made, they increase the tax. So it affected greatly, especially the peasants group, the artisans who had lost their means of livelihood. So Indian major job is 2 major important occupation is 2. One is farming and another one is weaving. So both of them getting completely affected by the introduction of machine made goods as well as the farmers had to pay huge sums of money as a tax. People who are working as administrative staff and workers for the kings and noble lost their livelihood, completely their livelihood getting changed. The company officials started draining away India's wealth to England. At the maximum, how much they are going to exploit, that much thing they made. Then political causes, especially the 2 introduction of the 2 important policy. One is doctrine of lapse and another one is subsidiary. The doctrine of lapse, through the policy, they covered the major boundaries like Satara, Nagpur, Jhansi and Sambalpur. Even though they were loyal to the Britishers, according to the policy, what they said, if you are handing over your territory, you will be paid the pension. But in one particular situation, they stopped issuing the pension. It resulted they were completely set behind about the British rulers. Awadh was annexed on the grounds of misgovernance. Moreover, the Nawabs had always loyal to the British. Even though they are loyal to the British, but their actions resulted, they started rebel against the Britishers. Like that, so many small rulers, they come together, they made a close contact and resulted a great war. This was considered as a first war of Indian independence. The uprising of 1857 considered as a first war of Indian independence only because of the misgovernance made by the Britishers. Especially the important point here we want to see, the British refused to give a pension, I told you before, for the Nawab. And also it was also announced that Bahadur Shah too, he was a last Mughal ruler and he was charged as a rebellion and he was put into prison and he was sent to Rangoon. There he was died in 1862. Social and religious causes. The social reforms means changes. The changes introduced by the British, especially sati, widow remarriage and Western education for women, and also the policy of taxing land belonging to the temple. The another important reason is they collect taxes, even especially the worshipping areas like the churches and also mosque. Temple, not churches, in temple and mosque they collected tax, that is a rent. It lent to the fuel to the fire. It is already burning there. What they made? They pour oil. So it resulted the flame became more. The social discrimination faced by the Indians due to the British attitude, for example, the policy called racial superiority led to large scale resentment. It is also another important reason. And also on the other hand, the educated Indians were denied for promotion. It is also another reason for uprising this 1857. denied promotion and also appointment to high officers. They were completely denied. Their salary also getting reduced. Military cause on the other hand. So generally, as per the religious principle, they used to wear some mark on the forehead, as well as some important note, wearing some chain like structures. So these are all completely banned by the Britishers. While wearing uniform, no mark should be in our body. Like that, some set of strict rules presented by the Britishers gave them resentment. The Indian Sepoys were looked down. In order to increase their personality, they were asked to remove the religious marks in the forehead. The tilaks, example, tilaks on the forehead. Next, promotion were closed for beyond the rank of Subedar. The annexation of oath, inflamed, even though the rulers were loyal to the British, it gave them a great setback. The order that forbade the soldiers from wearing caste and sectarian marks, especially the tilaks. Example, what I am wearing in my forehead, these are all completely prohibited by the British. And also, it was against the religious principle, making trade by making or doing some job, getting revenue from the overseas possession. This was completely getting prohibited. It was against our religious belief, but the Britishers were forced to do the job. Next, another important cause, they cut the beta. Example, discontent of the soldier was a withdrawal of foreign service allowance. That is beta. Foreign service allowance. Suppose if I am, my native place is, my working place here, my hometown is here, but I was through for our official purposes, if I am asking to go far away, means the office should take care of my travelling expense. For that they gave some allowance, that is called foreign service allowance. Suddenly they cut the foreign service allowances also. So it is also another important cause. Next, the one and only important cause for the Great Revolt of 1857 is absolutely immediate cause. I told you initially, there was a rumor spread among the Indian soldiers that the rifles, Enfield rifles, the bullets, the pistols, getting cartridges with the fat of cow and pig. Cow was considered as a sacred animal to Hindus and pig was a detestable animal by the Muslims. The first protest against the grease cartridges was raised by a soldier by Mangal Pandey, an important soldier from the Bengal region. He belonged to 34th Infantry stationed at Barakpur near Calcutta. So here it is the first place the revolt getting started. The person name is Mangal Pandey. Which infantry he belonged to? 34th Native Infantry. He refused to use the cartridges. Why? Because a rumor, because cow was considered as a sacred animal to Hindus. Subsequently, he was charged as a rebellion. On the other hand, what he did, he killed his officer. That is why he was hanged to death. Death punishment given. 24th April 1857, some soldiers stationed at Meerut also refused to use the cartridges. On 9th May, they were severely punished for this, and on 10th May 1857, these rebel soldiers killed their British officers and released the imprisoned comrades. Not only they themselves they released, they broke the gate wall of jail and they escaped from that, and they were straight away they came to Delhi and appoint Bahadur Shah II as a ruler. There they started rebel against British again one more time. This was official, this was originally the official beginning of Great Indian Uprising of 1857. Clear? Next, then the spread of rebellion. How the first the problem was raised at Barakpur, next it reached to Meerut near Calcutta, Barakpur near Calcutta, then it reached to Meerut, and after that where it is getting spreaded. So from the Meerut, the people, the soldiers from the Meerut, they escaped from the jail and they reached to Delhi. Clear? And after that what happened? Let me see one by one. Ruler of Jhansi, Rani Lakshmi Bai. Rani Lakshmi Bai considered to be the greatest leader of the rebellion. Why she fought against British? According to the doctrine of lamps, there is no natural, if there is no natural heir, the particular territory will be brought under the direct control of British Crown. So she opposed, she rebelled against Britishers with her 5-year-old adopted son, and she was killed on the battlefield. So finally Jhansi fell into the hands of British. She was helped by a Tantia Tope, a local gallant leader. Next, the revolt was spread at Kanpur. What happened to the Tantia Tope, sir? He straight away gone to Kanpur and he supported Nana Sahib. The same problem was happening in Kanpur also. Nana Sahib was an adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao II. He was adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao II. Tantia Tope and other officers, Azimullah Khan, supported him. The armies, even though the army is very big than the British, but unfortunately they use olden weapon, but these people use modern weapon. Britishers use modern weapon. So Kanpur also fell into the hands of British very quickly. Then previously Jhansi was killed in the battlefield, but Nana Sahib was escaped. He went to Nepal, there he died, and after that what happened to him nobody knows. Then Ara, it was led by Rajput Jamindar Kunwar Singh in Bihar. It was led by the Rajput Jamindar, and also in Bihar two important old age brothers, Kunwar Singh and Amar Singh. But both of they had some little army, but that region too very quickly fell into the hands of British by the month of April 1858. Then Bareilly, here Bahad Khan led the rebellion at Bareilly. He was a governor, but he opposed the Britishers. He continued fighting till he died. Finally, Bareilly also fell into the hands of British. And next place is Awadh. Begum Hazrat Mahal, the same problem, leading the spirit behind the uprising in Awadh. She was helped by Ahmadullah Shah, a Maulavi from Faizabad. The Awadh forces besieged the residency at Lucknow, but after a severe battle at Lucknow, it was recaptured by the British in March 1858. So finally, Awadh also fell into the hands of British, and she was also escaped and she reached to Nepal. Next, suppression of the rebellion. How the Britishers suppressed. The colonial powers had not imagined such a rebellion was spreading like wildfire in packets across the different parts of India. At first they were not believed. So very quickly they decided it will be suppressed very quickly, like a local problem. So very quickly it will be getting handled, but it is spread one by one. First, for example, if there is 10 town, one problem, a small problem is raised in first town, means when they suppressed it, then the problem will reach to the second town, like that one by one. Altogether the problem was not raised in all the 10 places. The revolt was spread in a serial manner. So Britishers, they had a time and they decided very quickly they suppressed the revolt. The exploitation of weak and poor people of India was at its peak because of the continuous war. They are not concentrating in the welfare of the people. As we know very well, in previous topic also we discussed, the Britishers made most of the policies for their welfare only, not for the welfare or the benefit of the people of India who are living. The people who are living in the poor condition, their main motive to make the highest profit. So British ruthlessly tried to suppress the revolt. So they had taken very severe measures, steps. People were subject to all kind of cruelties. Here the sufferer was people. Additional forces were called by the Governor General Lord Canning during when the Great Revolt was occurring time. The ruler was Lord Canning. He was responsible for the Great Revolt of India. In his period only, the revolt also came to an end. The last Mughal emperor Bahadur Shah Jafar charged as a rebellion, sent to Rangoon. There he died in 1862, and his grandsons also shot dead in front of his eyes. So the family completely vanished in Indian territory. The British instituted newer policies. After that, what they made? They introduced some policy. They introduced a Queen Victoria Proclamation. So in the Queen Victoria Proclamation, they introduced many new policies. They modified many rules and regulations already framed. Do not desert their service to the colonial power. Despite their strength, it took about 2 years for the British to suppress the revolt. So it takes some time. If there is any problem, no, very quickly it won't be stopped. You know, as you know very well. So it had taken some time for the British has taken totally 2 years to stop completely about the smell of this particular revolt. Next, let's check. So from the previous slides, it will be very easy for us to answer. There are, I listed totally 9 questions. All these 9 questions are taken from our textbook, chapter number 5. How are the persons affected by the revenue policy of the British? You know very well, very simple answer. And then, how are artisans affected then by the British manufactured goods into India? Indian people made handmade good, but British has introduced machine made good. So how it is getting affected? Next, who introduced the doctrine of lapse? Very simple question. Then, who was the last Mughal emperor? These two very simple question. Why were educated Indians not happy with the British? How were Indian soldiers exploited by the British? Next, what was the immediate cause of the revolt of 1857? Supply of the greased crotch. Is very simple questions. Easily we can answer. Suppose if you have any doubt, just make a fast rewind of previous slide. Whatever the questions are inserted here, we have answer in the previous screen. Okay. Name the soldier who first protested against the use of greased cartridge. The rebel person picture also inserted for our easy understanding. Which Mughal emperor was declared the emperor of India? These two very simple question. Okay. Then for our let's check after. From the textbook textual questions, I inserted 5 fill in the blanks for easy understanding. Number 1, dash suffered. Who suffered? Peasants. Peasants suffered due to the high revenue demand by the company. Company means here East India Company. The British resident was stationed in the court of Indian rulers under the policy of subsidiary alliance. Dash rifle was introduced by the British. Enfield rifles. Soldiers stationed at Meerut refused to use the greased cartridges. Then the 5th one, Dash was proclaimed as a emperor of India. Who was proclaimed? Bahadur Shah II. So it is very easy for us to make a comparative study between let's check and as well as the assessment. Okay. And finally, as usual, I want to say thank you for watching the video. Stay safe and save others.